What's up, everybody? It's your girl Sasha, and I'm coming at you with another video. I just did a video talking about how I felt about protesting as well as looting and some of the things that we can really do to have our voices heard by the people that have the power to make a change. And go check that video out if you have not seen it. And now we have another one that we're about to start. So this video is going to be about all the injustices that are happening in our communities as of now. Well, of the past month or past couple months, honestly, since COVID's been going on, it's been a lot of different things that's been coming out. But I want to talk about the deaths of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd. That will be my focus for this video. And I personally feel that everything is really coming to a head and people are getting tired of the disrespect. People are getting tired of the senseless killings, and it's time for a change. And all of these things are just unacceptable. From Breonna Taylor, I think it's extremely disheartening and just wrong that a young woman without a police record, without any kind of, criminal history, can be killed in her own home in the middle of the night by police officers that not only came to the wrong address to serve this no-knock warrant that they had, but can also show up, not announce themselves, and be in regular clothes. Not even police gear. As well as being in unmarked vehicles. So, if someone busts into your house in the middle of the night, what would be your reaction? Are you going to let them come in and potentially kill or harm you and as well as your spouse or lover? Or are you going to stand up and defend yourself? At that point, it's no thinking of anything. It's just do or die. Either I'm going to stand up and fight for my family and myself, or we're going to die. And that would be the only thing that came through my mind. So I don't even understand how we could have even went months without knowing about this, because this happened months ago. And we just found out at the beginning of May. This happened in March. So how is it even kind of justice? Like, how wasn't this immediately flagged and these guys immediately charged or an investigation taken out on what they did to this young lady? And then you put the man into police custody for injuring and assaulting police officers when you attacked him, when you guys broke into their home. And when you found out and when you knew that you were in the wrong house, those charges should have immediately been dropped. It shouldn't even been a conversation. He shouldn't even been taken to jail. Because at the end of the day, you know that you're at the wrong place. As soon as you found that out, he should have been let go. And you can't even get her life back. You already took her life. It's gone. So the least you can do is to charge these men and convict them for what they did, because that's murder. That is cold-blooded murder, whether it was intentional or not. So that's third degree. I'm not saying that I don't know if they came and broke into the house, busted into the house with the intention to kill anyone. I'm not saying that. So they don't deserve first or second degree murder. However, they definitely deserve third degree murder and manslaughter. Most definitely. So that needs to be the next step with that. When it comes to Ahmaud Arbery, that is also, Arbery, that is also just craziness. Because this didn't even happen by the police. This happened by civilians. People that have no right to police anyone. Yes, you are capable of having a citizen's arrest is definitely legal. However, it's not legal for you to kill someone. If you're going to pose that and do a citizen's arrest, that means you can hold them. That means you can keep them from leaving. That means you can call the police. That doesn't mean you can shoot him dead in the street like a dog. That's not what that means. That's murder. It's murder. Plain and simple. First of all, you have no proof that he did anything. That's number one. But even if he did, that doesn't mean that you can kill him. That doesn't mean that you can wound him for stealing something that wasn't even yours. You weren't protecting your home. You weren't protecting your family. You just seen a nigga around somewhere that you feel like he shouldn't have been, or looking through something that he shouldn't have been looking through, and said, I'm going to get that nigga. And that's exactly what you went to go do. You, your son, and your homeboys went to go get that nigga. Your homeboy recorded, and you shot and killed him. Unjustly. Wrongfully. And you felt justified. And these other white people out here are justifying your actions. And I don't understand at all. So I just hope to God that justice is served, and that these guys spend an extremely long time behind bars, and that Ahmaud's family receives justice, because that's the only thing that's going to make the situation better. It's for justice to be served, and for an example to be set, so that people know that this is unacceptable. These people that respect these two men for what they did, so that they can see that it's not okay, even though they're still going to think it is after the fact. And then when we come to George Floyd's situation, and I don't know what led to it. I don't know what happened for him to even, be apprehended by police officers, period. I don't know that part. I just know what I saw, and I just saw a cop with his knee on someone's neck after being apprehended, after being handcuffed on the ground. What purpose do you need to have your knee on his neck when there is 5 cops there and he's on the ground? What purpose do you have? Once he said he couldn't breathe, what purpose do you have to be restricting his airway even more? And then after you see that he passed out and the blood coming from his mouth, you didn't try to resuscitate. You didn't try to smack him, wake him up. You didn't do anything. You just sat there and just went on with your day like nothing happened. And you thought that was okay. I don't get it. Yes, he was fired. That ain't enough. And I'm glad he was charged with third degree murder and manslaughter. And I know some people saying, no, third degree is not enough. He deserves first degree because it's intentional and da-da-da-da. And I would take third degree because, again, you cannot prove and say that he can't. First degree murder is that he was intentional and said, I'm about to kill this. I'm about to kill him. I want to kill him. There's no proof for that. Even in the video that you watch, there's no proof that that was his intention to actually murder him. Because the argument is going to be that he was trying to subdue. Not murder, but subdue. And he just happened to kill him in the process. Making it third degree / manslaughter. That is an accomplishment. So I'll take that. If he gets convicted for that, that is already an accomplishment in itself. That's a start. That's a start. So, I'll take it. I'll accept that. Because that still will send a message. But the only thing, I have been that person that has brought up into the conversation black on black crime, even in spite of all these injustices. And because I've always felt like this, I felt like this for a very long time now, that black people black people typically only speak about how much Black Lives Matter when cops kill black people. And for me, Black Lives Matter at all times. So I know that the problem is bigger than the cops. Yes, the people that are supposed to protect us are getting away with murdering us, and that's 100% wrong. However, we are also killing each other, and we get away with it, and we also don't get away with it. But we still kill each other more than anybody else. We're killed by the hand of our own people more than anybody else. So I feel like it's important for us to also address that matter, for us to also make a change in that, because if we spent more time focusing on us as well, because even when this is over, even if because I'm saying when, because I truly believe it's going to happen, when our protesting pays off, when controlling the black dollar pays off, and they start to make examples of these people and change happens, then what? What's our next step? Because black lives still matter even though they're not killing us anymore. So how are we going to make sure that they remember that our lives matter? So they have to matter to us. So that means we need to start policing our own neighborhoods, and we need to start talking to our own people about us stopping gun violence and gang violence and senseless killings in our own communities. Let's talk about us empowering our communities and our people. Let's talk about us supporting each other. Let's talk about having more black businesses, and not just the typical businesses that we have, but being able to have all kind of businesses so we can truly sustain. How about putting more programs into our communities so that our young black children can have outlets? Those who parents can't afford it, whether one of their parents are in jail, or whether a parent is addicted, has an addiction, or whether they're struggling, their parents is just struggling, working multiple jobs, working one job, working all day, and their parents might not be home. Or even if they are home, they just don't have it. Because I grew up like that, where my mom just didn't have it. She worked hard, but she didn't have it to give me or allow me to do all the things that my heart desired. But luckily, I wasn't in an environment that's where I would have went to. But if I lived in a different environment when I was young, that's exactly what I would have did. Because when you don't have nothing else to do, when you have nothing to look forward to, when you have nothing to aspire to, and you don't see success around you anywhere, you get trapped and you feel like there's nothing better I can do. The people that are successful in our black communities, in the hoods, are drug dealers, pimps, people who you don't want your kids to be like. Because the things that they look up to are the things that will either put them in the grave or put them in jail. So us as a people have to do something different, and we have to invest into our own communities, and we have to gentrify ourselves. So that means making them better, investing in them, making them better than they are, talking to each other and handling our own situations, and making sure that we have enough respect for each other as a people, that we learn how to handle our situations in other ways other than violence. Even if we go back to fighting, even if it goes back to fist fighting, and that's what it has to be, because discrepancies and confrontations and disagreements are always going to happen. We're human. But that doesn't mean we have to kill each other because we have a disagreement. That doesn't mean we have to kill each other because we're from two different neighborhoods or in two different gangs. That's for what? We're doing their job for them. When we control ourselves and at least get to a better place, I feel like we have a better standing when it comes to these conversations, because it's like we take our lives seriously, and we take our future, we take our children's future seriously enough that we're going to make a change today, so that our kids and our kids' kids and our kids' kids' kids will have a better life than we have, like the people during the civil rights did. That was the whole purpose. It wasn't just about them. Yes, it mattered about them in that moment, but it wasn't just about them. It was about us, so that we wouldn't have to grow up in the same circumstances that they did. So now that we see what the world is like right now, when are we going to decide that we don't want our future generations, our future offsprings and offsprings, all of our legacy, the people that come after us? When are we going to decide that we want them to have a better life than we have now? And making money and being rich and being wealthy is not the only way to make a difference. You can make a difference in where you are, because not everybody's meant to be a millionaire. Not everybody's meant to be rich. Not everybody's meant to be wealthy. And not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. There are people that has to be workers. So not all black people are going to be entrepreneurs. They're going to have to be some workers. And that's cool. So those workers, you're not going to be a millionaire more than likely, and that's fine. But if you're not going to have the buying power to make a difference in that way, so that your future children have a lot of money waiting for them and it's generational wealth, that's cool. Well, let's make a difference in another way, and let's change our communities. Because if we change our communities, everything changes. Because my goal and where I want to be able to leave behind a community of successful black people in middle class, Lord, just a community of black people, of mainly all black people, where there's not violence, where it's not hood, where we're not robbing each other, where we truly support and love on each other, and we just want the best for one another. That's what I want to see. Before I leave, and definitely for my children, that's what I want them to have. And it's going to happen. And we can do it. We have the power. We just got to know that we have the power. We have to believe that we have the power. They know it. They know it. We've been knowing. That's why they oppress us, because they know the potential that we hold. And so they oppress us for that very reason. So it's time for us to unlock it and see it and visualize it and make a difference. And when that happens, we unstoppable. We unstoppable. They can't do nothing to us then, baby. All they can do is sit back and watch and hate like they've been doing. But right now they sit and they hate, but they can laugh right now because we don't know. They laugh because we don't see what we already have in our back pocket. We don't see it. But as soon as we pull it out, they're going to be scared. It's a matter of time. Let's go. I'm ready. Let's make a change. All right. I want to drop your comments down below so I can hear your feedback. Let's have some great conversation, everybody. I appreciate it. And y'all have a blessed day. All right. Peace.